All right, this is my presentation for my version of the Yale Art School page. This is their current landing page. Really, there's just no focus. There's no call to attention. The typography is horrible. It's really not clear where you're supposed to look at, what you should be looking at. Just trying to read it is just honestly painful. So there's a lot of mixed in there and really no rhyme or reason for any of the different pages. So I redid several of them and actually broke it out more, and even their gallery doesn't show anything for their gallery. And news page, not a lot of information on there. And again, really hard to read with poor colors and typography, everything on it. So my landing page, refresh this. It does load up a static image before loading the video, which I've obviously have it cached, so it loads pretty quick. But then brings in the animation for the different pieces, but it does really call your attention to the center and where you focus out of which piece you want to go to. There's some hover effects on there. For the menu, it's the same for all of them. A little bit of animation there, collapsing it, bringing up your menu, the different pieces that are available, the different pages that I made. Just kind of go through it. Actually, I'll log out first. So logging out takes you back to home, changes this page to a login, or this button to a login. I did make this on a React framework, so it's built on React. Decided to kind of push this to the side so you can still see your visual. It works nicely with the responsiveness, and it does move over as you move into a tablet and phone size. It does keep there, but as you get into a desktop size, it moves it over so you can continue to see your devices. So there's like a large iPad Pro. I'll move that down. So I think it overall fits nicely. The buttons do have a little bit of animation, drops the shade and changes the scale, so it makes the buttons look like they're pushing down. Created these with a couple shadows to make the buttons actually look indented instead. Go log in real quick. And it loads up again, and now we have a chat. Go into the chat, have a loading animation while I'm waiting for the page to load. I need to fix my database, so I will have to go back and fix that. Let's go to a different one. Events. So it does bring some animation to bring in the pictures. Again, buttons that look like they're physically moving. Opens it up with a nice little animation, changes it to a hide button, hides it up and scrolls you back up to the viewer area. It's a little bit more noticeable when you're in a phone size. So if I was reading this, closed it, it kind of folds it up and takes it back to the top. And then if you notice through the different sets, there's different grid layouts depending on different sizes. The layouts of where all the text and information is changes depending on the size of the screen, so it fits a little bit better. It goes from there. Gallery. Create a gallery that you can swipe between them using the different images that you can see. It does have the progress bar at the bottom to see where you're at. Loading each individual one gives you a more detailed page. Can close this out, go select a different one, and adjust depending on the size of the actual image. But it keeps as a nice thumbnail as you go from here. Same through here. I know there's just some oddball ones in here. Again, a little bit of animation to bring it up quick, but yet still make it look nice. Let's go to news. Similar effect as the events page. Opens up a little bit more information and pictures on these, but it still will fold in, come up on top of itself. On these, I did change because of the low resolution. Depends on what size you're at of how they're going to look. So as it goes from phone to tablet, does change. So is the top image. So I did 2 different images, a vertical and horizontal. Depending on which screen size you went to, it does change and update and kind of match it and makes that a static image on the side. About, again, a little bit of animation coming in. And these were, let me reload that. Here. So show that. As these pull up, these load, but as you come down, more of them. You can see, obviously, not a lot of animation on this size, but you can see more of it as we change it. Let's go. Brings that in some animation, and then they come in as you scroll down to them. And again, the pictures changed, moved different positions based on what our layout is. So we do get some variation depending on what size screen we are, and some animation on that side of it. In the chat, I wish I would have had that. The database I'm using was locked because I need to put some security on it. But it does let you send it. It has all the class discussions on it. The live link will show that as well. All right, that's my reconstruction of it. Oh, the bottom does change as well. The footer does change based on the screen size of what kind of layout it's going to do. Try to add a little bit of nice animation and smoothness as I go through, and nice call attentions in each page to kind of get you to where to go and where to look at. All right. Thank you.